You don't have to go too deep into the box score to have an inability on that day to make shots.
The sets you normally do, but the ball just won't fall through the net. On to the next one.
Gasol kicks to Leonard, and it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And a miss there off the inbound.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the lead.
Here's Capella. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Even with the suffocating defense, Capella keeps his composure, sinking these interior looks rather effortlessly.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the night. And the Rockets have a big fan base in Texas and the surrounding area. There's no doubt. But they also, Chris, have one of the biggest fan bases overseas.
I mean, well, let's be honest. The reasoning for the huge Chinese following, of course, was Yao Ming. Yao was not only an incredible player, but a huge ambassador for the sport and the Rockets. Amazing that his impact and fandom still can be found with the Rockets, even years after his retirement.
Parker's shot is off. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the inside. Harden, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Oh, man, I really enjoy seeing Harden connect from the interior, showing he's more than just a perimeter scorer.
Parker passes to Gasol. No good on the 3.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And the dunk by Capella.
You know, more and more we're seeing some shorter guys play the center position, especially when they have vertical leaps like that to make up for it.
Aldridge against Anderson. Parker with a clean look. And it's Parker again missing.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Spurs have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Down low. Here's Gasol. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And this last offseason, Pau Gasol coming over to the Spurs in free agency. It seems to be the exact kind of player that the Spurs would want on their team, especially with his basketball IQ. I like the fit as well, and it didn't take long for him to join San Antonio. And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it.
I mean, that's a rugged play.
Gracious.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. And here's Harden. He's coming off a 28-point game against Minnesota.
Well, and credit him for taking it right to the defense. He was drawing 5.
And we see the growth of the three-point shooting big man, the stretch 4, if you will. Ryan Anderson was at the forefront, it seems, of that movement.
Yeah, especially at his volume of threes. He's never been just a secondary floor spacer. He's a go-to scoring threat with his outside shooting.
Spurs making a switch here. Lee's checked in. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Just a great playmaking sequence by Parker there, coming away with the assist.
The Rockets making a switch here. Nene's checked in.
And after battling a hamstring injury a couple seasons ago, Tony Parker is stepping up his physical maintenance and preparation regimen. More stretching and warming up before games, more recovery work afterwards. He's doing what it takes to stay healthy.
Green dishes to Aldridge. Pass to Lee. On the wing, Green. Kicks to Aldridge. 4 on the shot clock. It doesn't go for him. And the Rockets take it the other way. And Greg, talking about Tony Parker, the current deal has him signed through 2018. Once one of the fastest players in the league. Do you think he's lost a step?
He may have, but so much experience and veteran savvy. And he knows how to keep defenders off balance, which is key. I think he's taking a page from Jason Kidd as well, working on his three-pointer to try to age more gracefully on the offensive end.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, we know the given here, the X's and O's of coaching, Chris, the strategy that's used by all staffs and all head coaches. But coaching is a lot of motivating your players to give it their all. And when you look at all the different coaches around the league, which...
Come on, let's go. These guys are relying on one man to beat us.
He just seems to know how to communicate to his players, how to get them to fight down to the last drop, and that's what you want in a coach.
Well said. The Rockets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Aldridge kicks to Lee. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away, but arguably one of the best two-way players to have ever played the game.
Now here's Mills. He's guarded closely. Lee passes to Leonard. Decker with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And the shot's good from Nene.
Kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Spurs trail by 4. Up top Mills. Defended by Beverly. Puts one up from 19. Lee kicks to Mills. It's Ginobili on the wing. Guarded by Harden. And Simmons slams it in.
Great playmakers help everything run so smoothly. Excellent lead pass.
Beverly dishes to Harden. The feed to Decker. He kicks it to Beverly. On deep. Rebound San Antonio. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
You know, they played well enough. To be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Bad news. Oh my goodness.
It was off. They took it.
Gordon kicks to Nene. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
You can bet if he's left open from there again, he's probably going to knock that one down.
Mills passes to Lee. 7-foot shot. It's deflected. Ball's knocked loose. There's the dish to Decker. No good that time. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Here's Leonard. And it's all evened up.
I mean, look, he's
Valeu, Kawhi.
a guy helping his teammates generate some offense comes naturally to him.
Beverly dishes to Nene. 52 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Empty that time from Leonard. And Simmons kicks to Leonard. Releases. And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Leonard. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
And a good indication of that, this will be an absolute battle for the entirety of this game.
Decker can't hit.
He's not very smooth down in the low post, but still, he should make those shots regardless.
The dive for the ball. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. To the paint, here's Lee, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
The ball
Assim que eu quero ver vocês jogando, porra.
fantastic, and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
San Antonio shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first. Now here's Gordon. Here's Harrell. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Spurs lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, it's a change for us being mobile.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
And, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Some players, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. Others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
Claro que ia dar merda. Claro que ia dar merda.
As we start the second quarter and taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Really, it's always a positive when you can get some impact off your bench.
And that's why scouting is the job that never sleeps. It's hard to find middle of the roster guys who can make a real difference.
They've got Harrell. McDaniels is out there with Brewer. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Ariza in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kawhi Leonard keeps getting better year after year. 2014 Finals MVP said, "I'm very confident with where I'm at. Every time I step on the floor now, I know I can be a factor. Offensively, defensively, shooting threes, working my way into the post, setting other guys up. Kevin, he can do it all."
He's grown into that role of franchise player, D.A. Great stuff. Thank you. Oh, wide open look for Gasol. Drills it from outside. Gasol's got the lead up to 5 now for San Antonio. Rockets shooting for the game at 42%. Here's Brewer. And so he draws the foul on the shot. Trip to the line to shoot 2. And the pace of play around the NBA steadily increasing. What do you think of that?
Well, I just think it's the trend. I think that, that's the style of play. This league is a copycat league. And if you look at San Antonio, who's totally reinvented themselves and won a couple years ago, all the way to Splash Brothers, who won a couple of years ago, they played with a faster pace. And I think that you're starting to see guys do that. I also think that the fact that the lineups are different. Now that you may see more small ball, that would automatically increase the pace if you have faster players in there at all times. So I think the fact that guys' skill set are becoming more for teams to have
James Harden
players on there, and it doesn't matter about certain heights and stats as far as body type goes. I think it's going to be something that lasts for a long time. I mean, hey, it's good as long as the defense can still play defense with integrity. As long as you don't take that away, let the game go as fast as it can, because it just turns into some exciting plays for all of us fans.
Yes. Ariza no up. Spurs leading by 6. Well, it was a very disappointing 2016 for the Rockets, once again ousted by Golden State, but this time it was in the first round as an 8th seed.
Well, you can see the Rockets falling behind the rest of the West last year, and you had the feeling the season was going to be rough for them. It is also a tough thing to overcome. Hard to believe that they are a year removed from playing in the Western Conference Finals.
Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. The Spurs have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Green, the pass to Gasol. Aldridge against Anderson. There's Parker with the 3.
No good. No good.
Gets trailed by 6. Here's McDaniels. He has 5. Brewer pushes to McDaniels. Houston needs to get a shot. Here's Anderson, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Anderson's got 6 points.
Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
Man, this defense has to be more aware out there. Once he's established like that, it's game over.
Parker kicks to Gasol. screen by Parker. No good from Gasol.
When he gets it that close to the basket, usually it's a sure flush. But the defense stepped up and stopped. Teamwork at his
Lá, Marcos, tá de sacanagem.
Stolen by Anderson.
Ah, começaram a me zoar, né? Começaram a me zoar. Começaram a me sacanear nessa porra.
The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. James Harden comes in for KJ McDaniel. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Trevor Ariza. Leonard, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Green. Mills with it. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans.
Don't forget about his playmaking. Kept his head up. Found his teammates all night.
And the basket by Harden.
Well, Harden to stretch the floor is crucial. Love to see him drop in those perimeter jumpers.
Mills passes to Anderson. To stop the run. San Antonio again missing. Rockets leading by 4. Brewer pushes the hard. Back to Brewer. Parker against Harden. Pass to Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. San Antonio with the rebound. Gasol's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Leonard attacking. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Timeout. And that's now 6 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Great job right there, Kevin. Beating the defense to the spot. Love the strong, aggressive effort right there.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Coming off that win against Minnesota.
And boy, how they were able to come back in the fourth quarter of that game. Being down as much as they were made it a really special win.
Decker's checked in for the Rockets. Gordon comes in for Corey Brewer. The Spurs also changing it up. David Lee's checked in for Gasol. Simmons comes in for Kyle Anderson. And it's Ginobili in for Tony Parker. Decker kicks to Beverly. And Decker slams it in.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly. Just dishing the ball to the wide open man.
Well, going into the 2011 draft, the Spurs said it was a tough decision to trade away George Hill in exchange for the pick that became Kawhi Leonard. No remorse on that one now, though. Once again, the Spurs struck gold as Kawhi has developed into a true superstar.
And with Kawhi Leonard, who is the high school Mr. California basketball, interesting to look, Greg, at all the things he's done. Looking back and realize he was only lightly recruited coming out of high school.
Yeah, and he committed early to San Diego State and stuck with them once the bigger schools came calling. The ankles were an issue. I think that might have caused his draft stock to fall a bit in 2011. Only ended up going 15th in that draft, but in hindsight, probably the best player from that class.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. 6 to shoot. Here's Beverly.
Toma, filho da puta.
Scoreless. You wonder if it's starting to get to him.
Shot clock at 2. 1:41 left in the first half of basketball. Off the inbound, no good. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Feeds to Simmons. Mills passes to Lee. In the corner, it's Ginobili. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Spurs organization, really the gold standard in the NBA. Greg, they just keep winning.
You have to be impressed with how they've acquired young star talent to kind of carry on that tradition. Usually when teams have their stars retire, they go through that rebuild phase. The Spurs only revamp and reload.
There's a screen. And Beverly kicks to Decker. And there's the pass to Beverly. Elbow shot is on the way. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Beverly. Beverly's got his 3rd assist on the night. The Spurs have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Leonard kicks to Simmons. Up top, Mills.
Ah, Simmons, você é um filho da puta, velho. Volta pra marcar agora, ó. Cretino.
That one doesn't go. Good D by Lee. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Spurs have made 7 of the last 12 attempts at the line. Leonard hits them both. When you watch the Rockets play, you can bet your house that they are going to see a lot of free throws. And Chris, not only does this team get to the line a lot, but they also have a tendency to send their opponents there as well.
Well, they do get to the line at an alarming rate. This group has been in the top 3 of free throws attempted by teams for years now. They just know how to create contact.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And Lee with the stuff.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, yeah, and you have to give him credit. He makes the right read, go straight to the rim.
And the first half comes to this game going on here. Spurs out in front. They lead by 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Tony, you guys are flowing really well lately. When you guys are having success this year, what will it look like?
You stay healthy. I like our...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Hope you've been enjoying the excitement. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
I was surprised on how comfortable they seemed here on the road. The hostile crowd, that didn't bother them at all. And I want to see if they can keep that up in the second half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the right. And that about wraps it up.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. We're seeing a tremendous game from LaMarcus Aldridge.
And he really just broke out the entire arsenal of post moves there in that first half.
Yeah, great activity in the painted area. Lots of energy, looking to score almost every time he got the ball.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for San Antonio, Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol at the 5 down low. Harden kicks to Capella. And Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
And that one's good. Parker.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's the screen. Beverly dishes to Anderson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. Well, Chris, we have a question for you sent in from one of our fans, from Todd up in New Hampshire. They want to know what your favorite moment was as an NBA player. A question I'm also curious to know about.
Wow. My favorite moment as an NBA player, very honestly, I would say would be the day of being drafted. I mean, you know, after then you have so many great moments, so many players that you play with, that you love to play with. It's hard to separate anything without disrespecting another moment. So I just really feel that the greatest moment of my career was stepping on that stage in Detroit at the Palace in my hometown with my finger up and just knowing that I made it. You know, for all of us, the goal is to make it. It's not about to be a Hall of Famer. It's not about to be an all-star. It's not about to win a championship, even though those are dreams. But you can't do it until, you know, you make it. And so for me, putting that suit on, seeing my father shed tears, you know, seeing my mother's eyes and the twinkle she had in her eyes, seeing my brothers and my 3 brothers and my sister, how happy they were, you know, that definitely was the moment because it was a family moment, and it was for Detroit, and so it was special.
Well said. Nice work there coming off the screen. And that's 10 points for James Harden.
They're doing work here in the second half, 3 or 4 to start.
You know, it's interesting, the classy LaMarcus Aldridge, first drafted by Chicago, then the rights traded to the Portland Trailblazers. You know, Greg, he was seen as a complimentary piece initially to their stars, but by the time he left, many wondered also, he's now a superstar, but could he embrace a smaller role, especially a smaller scoring role with the San Antonio Spurs?
And it shows how far he came during his time in Portland. Last season, some of the lowest minutes and points per game of his career, but he was efficient, rebounded and blocked shots at a higher clip, and he wanted a chance to compete at the highest level.
And we've got an update here, so let's get up with David Aldridge.
É mentira, meu.
I don't know about the championships that the Spurs have won, but it's their culture that is admired around the league. Coach Popovich said, I've been fortunate with the guys I've had come through here. My job is pretty easy when people have that character. You don't have to convince them to get over themselves or to feel responsible to each other. It makes it easier to have a team that enjoys playing together. Evan?
All right, D.A., thanks. Being modest certainly is Coach Pop. He chose the players who fit, certainly. And Beverly kicks to Anderson. Expanding his range. Green with the rebound.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Leonard, the pass to Gasol. Got a piece of it.
Oh, Gasol. Maria Gasolina.
Anderson.
Aí é foda.
Anderson can't get that one to fall. San Antonio leading by 6. Green kicks to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Hakeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
And it's Gordon missing.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Now here's Mills, covered by Brewer. Left side Anderson. Back to Mills. Just 5 to shoot. To the middle, taken away by Nene. Now in transition is Brewer. Here we go. Drains the jumper to finish the break. Brewer's got 5.
Well, you have to like seeing Brewer rise up for the mid-range around that mid-range area of the floor. A lethal shooter from there.
Got a piece of it. Here's Gasol. That's short off the rim.
Even though he's struggling with the shot, it hasn't stopped his team from getting in front and maintaining this lead.
Now, here's Brewer. He's covered closely. 5 on the clock. Outside Gordon. From deep. Again, the miss by Gordon.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
Well, it really went well according to plan there for the D. They completely baited them into taking that shot, making that move, and they were ready for it.
It's trailed by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Reeves it dishes to Nene. Anderson up top, defended by Gordon. Anderson passes to Gasol. But they recover it. To the middle. Another shot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Spurs.
And really the long ball hasn't been a big factor for him. Not a lot of attempts. Not a lot of makes either. Nothing wrong, though, with probing inside on days when the shots aren't falling.
That free throw good from Gasol. So for the Rockets, Harrell, he's checked in for Nene, and Decker subbed in for Trevor Ariza. San Antonio also making some changes. Lee's checked in for Aldridge. Simmons comes in for Anderson, and it's Ginobili in for Patty Mills. He has 5. He dishes it to Brewer. They set the pick. He feeds it to Gordon. Fires from deep. The Rockets again can't hit.
He has been just terrible this game. A real negative for his team.
Gasol up top. He's got 8. And there's Ginobili. That's good on the assist by Lee. And the Spurs lead by 9.
Excellent vision right there on that assist. Perfect setup.
1:03 left to play in the third. There's Decker. He with the block. They retain possession. Gordon kicks to Brewer. The three-pointer, no good.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
On the wing, Lee. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
Can't believe he missed that one. I thought for sure that was one.
Three-pointer. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket.
Ah, vai entrar o barba do capeta, velho.
They want all of their guys shooting a 3 on the break, but when it's him, he's got the green light.
Ginobili dishes to Gasol. And Ginobili, here we go. Basket counts. Ginobili's got his second basket of the night.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Al Gordon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's the 3. And there's the foul. It's on Sam Decker. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Spurs lead by 8. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And the final period of play just about to start. Harden out there with Gordon. Then it's Decker. Then there's Harrell. And it's Capella in at the 5. Rome in the paint. That's the 5 for Houston right now. It's Harden with the drive. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge. Houston making some changes. Anderson comes in for Harrell. And Trevor Ariza has subbed in for Sam Decker. The Spurs also with the sub. Green, he's checked in for Simmons. The 3 from Harden. Another miss by Harden.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Stolen by Gordon. And here's the fast break. Ariza with it. Picked up by Aldridge. Ariza with the bucket.
Oh, just the blazing speed of Ariza. Coming in handy on break. Really using his quickness to beat everyone to the rack.
Ginobili kicks to Parker. A beautiful reverse layup.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
They set the pick. Here's Harden. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Man, he has an excellent mid-range game. Surprising how much room he had to operate on that play.
Double team on Aldridge. Here's Parker. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. That's now 8 points for Tony Parker.
I mean, on offense, he has been a constant force. You get him the ball, and there's a good chance he's going to knock that shot down.
Ariza has the open look. Kept alive. Here's Anderson. Knocks it loose. Leonard with the steal. Ginobili kicks to Leonard. And the Spurs lead by 10.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Timeout call, the Rockets.
Start. Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. Listen up. We have these guys back on their heels, and now they're playing like they're desperate. Don't quit until the
for his team by pressing the tempo.
Well, he creates a lot of chances and doesn't mind the early shot. He'll go with the undersized 4 to help push the tempo. It's all about getting easy transition buckets for D'Antoni.
Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for the Rockets. Spurs also at the sub. Pau Gasol's checked in for Manu Ginobili. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we put ourselves in this hole and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes.
Thank you, David. Back to Gasol. Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Houston. Anderson's got rebound number 5 here tonight, and the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's foul number 2 for him. Rockets trail by 10. And here's Beverly. This is to Ariza. Pass to Gordon. Fires from the line. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim.
His in-between game, always a work in progress, but the D still can't just leave him all by himself right there.
Aldridge is screen. Parker kicks to Aldridge. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And the continuity for the Spurs, really, it's pretty amazing. I mean, that trio of Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan, the most successful trio in the history of the NBA.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both. And for the Spurs, their star players have all taken Les Gregg in free agency in order to stay in San Antonio.
Yes, earning bigger markets and bigger paychecks. It's a family atmosphere in the Spurs organization. It's rare to see a single player start and finish his career with one team, much less 3 teams.
Anderson passes to Capella, and he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him.
Oh, man, and the 6'10" frame of Capella. I mean, when he's close inside, he's a huge threat to put the ball in the bucket.
And a problem that this Rocket team, Chris, has had to deal with the last few seasons is quitting on themselves during games.
I mean, that's something you have to bring to the table as a player yourself. That's something that is very hard to coach out of a team or prevent because it's all on the mentality of the players. Just mental lapses in general have been a big problem for the Rockets over the last couple of seasons. And it's a shame because they have been so deadly when they all have their heads in the game from start to finish.
Anderson dishes to Gordon. The outside leaner. And no good that time. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Beverly kicks to Capella. Ariza outside. Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. They get the rebound. That one falls.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunity.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Pass to Gasol. Count the basket and the foul. Capella, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Harrell, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Chris, when a player gets traded mid-season and has to relocate their life in an instant, I mean, a snap of a finger, how big of a distraction can that be?
It can be a very big distraction, especially when you're in love with the city, when you're, have been with the team for so long. It depends on what point. I mean, if you want to get out of there, it's no distraction at all. His feet hit the ground, 10 toes down, let's go. But if you want to be there, you feel a little bad. You wish you could have finished what you started. Yeah. You feel a little betrayed. But then you have to realize on the other end that somebody out there wants you. And so at the same time, you got to get up right away and be loyal to the team that wants you and play as hard as you can for them, because that's who you are. It's a professional business, and the best players in this league learn quickly that you need to have sharp skill sets at all times, and you need to be ready to go at all times, and most importantly, no excuses, no one cares.
Great perspective.
That's how we play the game. Bring it in, let's go. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop.
And they may have to address a number of things, including whether this is the right lineup.
Harden outside, launches it, but they'll get another chance. Ariza passes to Harden. Green connects from three-point range. Harden's got 10 points here in the second half.
He's making shots from that area, and the D is not respecting his range. They better respect it now.
Parker kicks to Green. And Green slams it in.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Beverly against Parker. From 13. Rebound San Antonio. Unloads from 9. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Sam Decker's checked in for Houston. And San Antonio with the change here too. Ginobili's checked in. Rockets trail by 12. Now here is Harden. Decker with it. And he gets the bucket. .141 left in the fourth. Parker outside. Here's Aldridge. It's hauled in by Beverly. For Houston, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Harden kicks to Decker. Beverly with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. And Gasol sends it back. Ginobili against Harden. 1:04 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ginobili kicks to Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Spurs.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for LaMarcus Aldridge.
The energy he had, the will he showed at the offensive end was unbelievable. Even if we don't expect anything less from him, you still have to appreciate this kind of performance all the same. He was a monster out there.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Harden, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. That one on Ginobili.
Love how Harden attacks the basket when he's close by. Just relentless in finding ways to get himself to the line.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for James Harden. To the left side wing. Simmons dishes to Ginobili. Pulls it up. And another basket for San Antonio.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now thanks to that last little spurt.
No, that's the nail in the coffin. Call it a game.
And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort.
Que jogo, que jogo.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it.
Encerrar a transmissão por aqui. Que jogão, velho.